Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ASU ACHA Hockey Utes' presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn, alongside my partner, Niall Cooper, as we're here for a top 25 matchup as the Sun Devils are welcoming University of Utah Utes. And now Arizona State had a nice little staycation as they were off last week.
They were, and it was a nice little break for Arizona State. We're really getting into the meat of the schedule right now, Brett, as Arizona State, they've got some tough opponents coming up. You mentioned the top 25 matchup. Number 22, University of Utah coming in. And University of Utah, they have been tested. They've been playing a lot of tough teams, a lot of road games, and I think that break for Arizona State came at just the right time.
And for the University of Utah Utes, they've been on the road for 5 weeks. They haven't even had a home game yet. And so for the Utes, they're really hungry. They can see the finish line as they're going through this tough road trip.
Yeah, they certainly can. This is the last weekend for them before they get in town. And I think University of Utah is really going to give Arizona State everything that they can handle here tonight.
Well, folks, we'll be bringing you live puck drop here in just under a few minutes. This is ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube. And folks, before we get tonight underway, let's introduce our tonight's starting goaltenders. For the visiting Utes, it'll be number 31, Joseph Grelick, as he's played the majority of the games, 3-4-1 for this season. And for Arizona State, it'll be number 29, Chase Ham. Ham is 2-1 on this season, as he hasn't played since October 6th against UNLV. As we get you underway here, I'm Brett Vaughn alongside my partner, Niall Cooper. For Arizona State, their starting line with Connor Tillman through the middle, Tyler Kylie Ram, and Ryan Robinson on the back end, Captain Kate Olson and Ty Marchand. And we're underway here at Mountain America Community Iceplex. Puck dribbles over to Ham, and he'll slow it down for Olson. Olson having some trouble, feeling some pressure, and the Utes get a turnover, and Leander Kusick just out of the reach for him. Point shot on, doesn't find its way to Ham. Robinson chips it out to the neutral zone. Tyler Kylie Ram with the puck. Keeps it, goes to the middle, kicks it out to Robinson. Puck below the goal line gets handled by Matthew Delaney, and the Utes break it out. And Ham will freeze it, and we'll have our first stoppage of the game.
And Brett, you can see that just as we talked to the head coaches before the start of this game, that they were a little worried about Utah and the fact that so far the Utes really have a lot of success when they come out fast. And they have a hot start, and you can see that first line for University of Utah did exactly that.
Ben Chase out there for Arizona State. He wins the draw, Connor Kruk. Soft chip off the glass. Grelick will get his first touches of the game with the puck. Kennedy chips it back in. Cole Music, one of the returners on this Utes team, wheels it out. That'll get dumped in, and we'll have a whistle, as looks to be a Ute got taken down on the dump in.
Yeah, I think that was Connor Kruk, Brett, that was the one that got in there and got in some trouble. Or rather, Ben Chase is the one that's going to the box here for Arizona State. And the Utes, just the simple adage, keep your feet moving. They stayed on the puck. They've been applying pressure early, and just a minute 30 in, they already have a power play.
Utes win the draw. Their captain, Dylan Dix, plays pitch and catch with Utes. Quick one-touch passing, doesn't connect, and Kennedy will sweep it away.
And a good start to this penalty kill for Arizona State, Brett. We saw they had a little bit of trouble shorthanded back when they played UNLV, but they've really started to shore it up the last couple games.
Crook pins his man to the wall. Kennedy can't get it out. Dix. And he scores! Wasn't the hardest shot you'll see, but it was a quick release from the point. And that gets by Ham, and Utah gets the early 1-0 lead.
And Dix is going to be the one getting credited with the goal, but you have to tip your cap to Michael Urtis, as he was the man in front of the net, making things hard for Ham. Ham never got his eyes on that puck, as that puck just seemed to perfectly flutter into that upper left corner. You really couldn't have fit it much tighter if you were Dylan Dix. And the University of Utah doing just what the coaching staff said they were going to do, is come out hot, come out hard, and just like that, they have an early lead.
Lucas Lundy's having some trouble. Utah having some success on the forecheck. Caden Butler gains the center ice line, but he gets taken away. Utes coming in. Landa Kusick, unable to get around White. Gets some help from his line mate, Mickle, as they work below the goal line. Carter Newland for Arizona State will collect it, and he'll skate it out. Butler trying to find Boyer, the third, but he can't. Utes, odd man rush. 3-on-2. Quick shot on, and Ham had to make a blocker stop and freeze it there, as it was a 3-on-2 opportunity for Utah.
A great opportunity for Utah, and just like that, a quick breakout there on the forecheck. They're pushing it the other way, and we talked to the head coach, Austin Klein, before the game, and he said even in games when Arizona State isn't playing their best, Chase Ham gives them a chance to win. I don't think he was alluding to what was going to happen tonight, but so far, Ham playing great.
Osterberger gets thrown hard in the corner by Marchant, and ASU comes out with it. Ryan Quast trying to fight his way through some traffic as he almost ran into the referee. Quick breakup by Utah. They haven't spent that much time in their own zone early in this game. Marchant, as he gets shoved aside, and we'll have a whistle, as we had a good view of that one as the front referee found an interference call.
He did. Geffert, the Bluffdale, Utah native, he got a little bit too physical with Marchant. You could see he was a little into the forecheck a little bit too much. The referee had his eyes locked on those two alongside the boards. Marchant, a good job moving that puck and making sure that he wasn't going to be involved in any sort of physicality, and Geffert couldn't stop himself from getting in there and laying the check.
First power play unit is out for Arizona State. Kylie Ram wins the draw clean. Robinson, top of the key to Marchant. Tillman, snapshot on, that gets blocked. Dribbles into the corner, Robinson having to fight that puck off, throws it back down low. Kept in by Marchant. One time from Tillman, and he scores! Arizona State with their first shot of the game. It's the first goal of the game for the Sun Devils, and they tie it at 1.
And credit to the defenseman. He drew the penalty to put Arizona State on the power play. Ty Marchant. It looked like Utah had a golden opportunity to clear that puck. Marchant said, "No way, Jose," as he stopped that right on the blue line and then proceeded to sauce an absolutely filthy pass east to west over to Tillman, and he made no mistake going roof job with it.
And for Arizona State, maybe perfect time for that power play. They have not been able to really generate any offense early in this hockey game, and they took advantage of the power play opportunity. Kate Olsen gets a D-to-D pass. Robinson will direct it in. Grealick had to be careful making sure his defenseman picked it up. He did. Utes come out with it. Langenbrunner takes a hard check. He can't dump it in. Connor Tillman gains the offensive zone. Nice toe drag, gets around the defenseman, and his pass goes behind the net to Olsen. Quick shot on, and Grealick is able to freeze it with no rebound.
And you can see the scouting report on the University of Utah so far has been pretty accurate. They're very physical, and they're very fast, and they want to get on ASU. You see the forecheck has been extremely aggressive, as so far Utah is consistently having two forwards deep in the Arizona State zone, trying to create a turnover of some sort, making sure at the very least that they lay a check before they get back on their own end.
Arizona State, Palmer trying to fit a pass through. He does to Boyer the third. And that was a big stop by Grealick. Here comes Utah. Carter Newland, the forward, did a great job on the defensive end, poking that puck away. Jackson trying to play to his defensive partner, and they just get it out over the stick of Palmer. Palmer gets around Landa Kusick, but that dumping goes into the Utah bench, and we're just shy of 5 minutes passed in this first period.
Jacob Slater, one of the leading point getters so far this season for Utah, was the one pushing forward on the forecheck for them there, and you really saw his speed and his aggressiveness leading the way for Utah. You know, they don't have anyone on this team that is averaging even at least a point per game so far, but he's doing a great job for their offense.
Backhand shot by Kennedy, and the juice of rebounds there, but it's cleared away by Musick for Utah. Trenton White pins his man to the wall. Chase is able to help him out, and it's a quick breakout for Arizona State. Not a clean zone entry, though, in the offensive zone. The Sun Devils have to retrieve it as they're banging bodies beneath the goal line, but can't take advantage of that. And Ham will just collect the puck, and Trenton White's moving Dylan Dix of Utah away from the goaltender as he took exception of that stop.
Yeah, Dylan Dix, a savvy veteran. I think he knew what he was doing there as he came to a stop a little bit at the last second, leading to a snow shower that, as we see the linesman patting off the shoulder pads of Chase Ham, caught him right in the face. He looked like he had a little bit of a stink eye that he was giving to Dylan Dix. And Dix with the so very sincere, "I'm so sorry, let me put up the hands and apologize" after the fact.
Now, if he did that in the summer in Arizona, I think that might have been more appreciated. Robinson coming in hard as he's trying to fit it in on the far side, but Grealick sticks out the left leg. And we have a delayed penalty call as Arizona State takes a penalty in the offensive zone, which you never like to see, and Robinson finally touches it up. And Utah will go back on the main advantage.
And just a few minutes removed from tying this game up, Connor Tillman got a little bit lazy there, just kind of reaching his stick out into the skates of the Utah defender. The Arizona State bench didn't think it was the strongest call by the official, but at the end of the day, when you're standing bow-legged, putting your stick into the skates of an opponent and he falls down, the referee's going to call that 9 times out of 10.
Slater and Quast in the circle. Second power play for Utah. Quast, nice job to be able to win that face-off. He kicks the puck up to his stick, using any body part he can to get that puck out. Utah coming controlled through the neutral zone. Landa Kusick will chip and chase. Kate Olsen gets there first. Can't get it out. Olsen gets a second crack at it. He still can't get it out. Landa Kusick keeps it in. Marchant has to strongly sweep that away, get some help from Kennedy, and they can make a change.
Well, as they say, third time's the charm there for Arizona State, and Kate Olsen going back to the bench is happy that he got bailed out by his fellow penalty killer. He had 2 great opportunities to clear the puck, but at the end of the day, no harm, no foul for Arizona State.
Utah having a little issue trying to get through the congestion of the neutral zone by Arizona State. Landa Kusick trying to settle the puck down. Drops it. Delaney has to slowly meander back in as Chase is shadowing him as we are past the midway point on this penalty on the tripping call to Tillman. Some drop passes in the neutral zone, but they can't enter in clean. Lundy for Arizona State will get it out. Good kill so far by the Sun Devils.
Sun Devil penalty kill much better here in the second instance we get to see them so far in this first.
Utah enters in on the left side, put on the brakes as Geffart. Butler working on him, and Butler gets some help from Newland, and now they'll take it in the offensive zone. Newland overhandles the puck and loses it. Couple seconds left. Possibly a momentum builder for Arizona State after this great penalty kill as Tillman comes back out on the ice, and we're back to 5-on-5 play. Palmer turns it over, centered out in front. And the shot by Langenbrunner gets partially blocked. Almost came back to Langenbrunner's stick as Utah somehow keeps the puck in. Palmer, great defensive play using that long reach, but it ends up getting cleared all the way down for an icing.
Yeah, a little touch and go there for Palmer on that shift, Brett, as he originally was the one who turns the puck over in the first place to Utah. You could see Butler at the end of a long shift was hustling to try to come back and break up the chance. And then a second opportunity, Palmer has a chance to make that pass to clear it out after he does the good work to recover the puck, and it goes for an icing.
Newland wins it. Palmer with the rim, but they can't clear it out. Snapshot on, Stillis in front. Ham doesn't know where it is. Over to the other side as the Arizona State bench was calling at the referee to stop the play as Ham's helmet got loose.
He did, and the bench did, rather. As you could see, Ham, he was really shaking his head. That shot he took right off the noggin, and you could see we have a great vantage point here in the corner. You could see that strap on the back of the helmet ripped right off, and Ham immediately felt that the helmet was loose, was doing his best to shake it off. And the referee, it took him a few seconds to see it. Credit to the ASU bench. I think you could have heard him all the way down Mill, the way they were yelling to the referee.
Number 9, Jake King for Arizona State in the circle, ends up losing that one. Snapshot on by the Utes. Goes wide, centered out in front. Giboney's jabbing at it. Ham has to come out and stop the commotion in front of his net.
Number 7, Oliver Kraft, looking extra crafty on that play. Chase Ham, though, was not fooled whatsoever. He was able to flash the leather and just pick that up while standing nonetheless. Arizona State getting out-battled in front of their own end and in their own end of the ice right now.
Delaney throws it back down low. King throws into an area for Ian Erdman. Absorbs the check. Quast comes in. Play down below. King trying to shield off his man in the corner. Picked out by Giboney. It'll come to the other side. Utah trying to slow the play down, but they can't negotiate the forecheck of Arizona State. King behind the net, centered out in front to Erdman. Still loose in front, but it doesn't find its way to the goaltender Grealick. Giboney as he gets thrown down. Erdman trying to walk it out. Marchant, nice deke as he still has the puck. Couple of players still tangled in the corner. They finally release, and the CNI shot goes wide by Marchant. A lot of commotion in this opening period. Olsen can't keep it in. He'll throw it back down as Arizona State will go for a change.
And that's the best even strength instance of Arizona State offense that we've seen so far tonight.
Stretch pass. Finds Erdis. Drops it for Light, and his shot goes behind the net. Langenbrunner gets pinned to the wall by White. Grady Franklin for Arizona State. Wasn't the prettiest breakout, but he gets it out nonetheless, and Utah throws it back in. Ham having some trouble with the puck. Has to retreat back to his net. And the Sun Devils will clear it. Robinson on his forehand side. Button hooks to Tillman as they swap places. Franklin, his shot gets blocked. White trying to settle that puck down. Couldn't keep it in. Sun Devils have to touch up, and it's whistled down by the linesman for offside.
And you can see White fresh off the seat of his pants as he made a move to the net when Arizona State first broke it into the zone. As he was getting tied up behind the play, ends up going down in a tumble with the defense for Utah. And Utah staying physical. We're past the halfway point of the period. Arizona State has come back to tie it up at 5-on-5. That seems to be the recipe right now for Utah. Stay physical, stay forechecking.
Puck still being bargained for. Finally gets kicked back to Utah's stick. Mickle gets ridden hard in the boards by Connor Kruk for Arizona State. That allows the Sun Devils to possess the puck. And it's chipped in by Jonathan Murphy. Chase on the chase, but can't get the puck. Utah can't get it in, as really both teams are trying to settle that puck down. It's really bouncing and wobbly here in this first period. Palmer wins the race to the puck. He gets it back from Chase, but wasn't able to get some support as the rest of his teammates for Arizona State were going for a change. Hayden Butler latches onto the puck on the left side. Gets around one Utah player, centered out in front. Newland off the bench, and his slap shot goes high. Delayed penalty call as Ham will go in for the extra attacker for Arizona State. Boyer the third, his wrist shot gets blocked. Arizona State has the extra attacker on. Marchant. Shot on, it's whistled down as a Utah player had it momentarily, enough to count as possession, and we'll have a whistle.
And the Sun Devils going back on the power play here. Going to the box for the University of Utah is number 4, Cole Music. As you could say, this is music to the ears of the Arizona State bench partner.
Definitely will. Oh yeah, coffee after that one. Sun Devils go back to the main advantage. Second time in this hockey game.
7:55 remaining in the first period. Your Sun Devils are
Unable to win the initial zone draw, they have to retrieve it back in their own zone. Marchant drops it for Robinson. Robinson hits the brakes, gives it right back. Stretch pass gets broken up. Arizona State trying to retreat it. Palmer ends up losing a tire. Marchant will stop it in the neutral zone.
Arizona State right now making a lot of full-length east-to-west passes. Struggling to get possession of the puck.
Tillman knocks it down. Croquet passes it to Robinson. Kylie Ram. Marchant waits, and the shot ends up getting blocked. A big block by Utah as Marchant was trying to delay that man from blocking the shot to get a clear shooting lane, but he was unsuccessful.
And hard to tell from this angle, that might have been Landon Kusick who was out there fronting the shot. Or rather, Logan Jackson, I believe it was. Great job by the Utah penalty kill, nonetheless, to get in the shooting lanes and not make it easy for the Sun Devils.
First unit for Arizona State still out there. Robinson on the half wall. Kylie Ram gives it right back. 50 seconds left on the man advantage. Tillman the one-timer shot, and that gets blocked. Utah a couple big blocks on this penalty kill. Kylie Ram slows it down. Robinson to the middle of the ice, and his shot gets blockered away by Grealick. 360 pass by Marchant. Kylie Ram trying to shoot that. Robinson can keep it in, and Utah can go for a quick change. Arizona State trying to catch Utah out. Kylie Ram on his backhand. Marchant. Tillman, 5 seconds left on the power play. Boyer the third. Marchant. Shot through, still loose in front of Grealick. They're jabbing at it. There's a rugby scrum in front of the crease. And Utah clears it out, and they kill the penalty. Landon Kusick, fresh off the bench. As he gets bodied up by Boyer the third. Mickle. And there for Utah. Jacob Slater. Played back down. Landon Kusick. Quick shot on. Goes wide from Slater. Landon Kusick. Short angle shot. Gets blockered away, and we'll have a whistle. And it looks to be another penalty. And it looks to be a too many men call, is what the linesman's saying.
And how about the effort by Jacob Slater? The Utes kill off the penalty against Arizona State after an all-in defensive scheme, blocking shots left, right, and center. Slater coming down the other way to help out Landon Kusick, and he has a glorious one-timer, Slater does, right in the middle of the slot. You know he would love to have that opportunity back, but nonetheless he got back on his horse, kept moving his feet, digging after the puck, and Arizona State, in the midst of all that chaos, did not get the change that they wanted onto the ice, got caught with too many men, and the Utes, working hard, have now earned themselves a man advantage.
There's been a penalty parade here in this first period, as it's the 5th power play for both teams. Ethan Light protects the puck. Soft pass up to the point with Utes. Gets it back. Light trying to fit the seam pass through to Langenbrunner. They can't connect. Light. Kruk was able to interrupt the pass, but only for a moment. As Utah tries to get set back up. Ethan Light. Snapshot on, and Ham. Great angle as he was able to just make that save with his chest.
Good job by Ham just to kind of cover that one up, get his body behind it. Utah, meanwhile, I think they could have afforded themselves a nice little switch of players. They didn't have anyone available for a one-timer on the backside, and the Arizona State defense got caught puck watching a little bit at the end of that play, and a good break for them to get some fresh bodies on the ice.
Murphy can't get it out for the Sun Devils. Langenbrunner. He'll rim it all the way back around, and it'll find Utes. Now to Dylan Dix, the captain, walks the line, fakes the shot to Light. Light, still with it, Light, trying to shoot again, and it's blocked by Arizona State. 60 seconds left on the power play. Dix, down low, centered out in front. That's kept at bay by Arizona State. Quick snapshot on, and Ham's able to stand tall. 45 seconds left on the power play. Utah really putting the screws on in the offensive zone. Dix's shot, and Ham was able to fight through the traffic and get a much-needed change for the players in front of him.
And so far this year, what's been the one term we always hear from Austin Klein after the games describing the way that Ham's played? Steady Eddie, and that's exactly what he was there, keeping things calm on the back end. And that can go a long way for the penalty killers in front of him on Arizona State. If they see that calming presence back behind them, they're not going to be worried as much losing their heads.
Utah wins the offensive zone draw again. Slater up at the point. Landakusik. His shot on gets blocked partially, but Ham's able to clean up the rest of that shot and make the save. Marchand, as he was losing his balance, clears it down 200 feet, and that'll almost do it for this power play for Utah.
You want to talk about Everett Marchand and Jackson getting physical in the corner. Marchand still making a point to get the clear, and that should just about do it for the penalty against the Sun Devils.
Landakusik shrieking in. Landakusik! He was trying to jam that through the legs of Ham, and it's cleared out in the corner. Arizona State kills off that penalty. Slater gets rid into the boards by Robinson. On the half wall, they're trying to look for it. Landakusik. He'll get pinned this time by Olsen. Slater hard on the forecheck for Utah. Kylie Ram trying to help his defenseman out. He can't clear. Landakusik walks in, another snapshot, and Ham, a few beauties near the end of this first period.
Seems like a broken record right now. Chase Ham bailing out the defense. Marchand is going back to the bench. He is going to need to get some oxygen in his system after that long shift. And you look at Che Landakusik for University of Utah, you wouldn't think that he doesn't have a goal so far this year. Still searching for his first goal through 9 games, and Landakusik not wavering at all in the confidence as he put on some beautiful moves there. He forced Ham to be up to the very best.
Broken play off the face-off, and Boyd the third will get some help from Butler, and they'll just put it back in the Utah zone. 2:30 remaining in this first period, 1-1. And the angled pass goes in. Newland tied up with Gibney. Gibney gets it back behind the net. Gibney out in front, and Ham with another stop. This time he robs Music coming from the blue line. And Ham with just save after save as Arizona State's been on the ropes these past couple minutes.
They really have. That's already the 14th shot on goal so far in the game for Utah, and Ham has really been holding things together right now for this Arizona State defense. He is truly bending but not breaking, and he seems to be the only one right now for Arizona State playing well.
Light, his shot goes wide. Palmer, nice breakout pass, and ooh, a tough hit taken by Kennedy, but they get the puck in. Ben Chase has space. Chase! And we'll have a whistle as Chase did a great job to get the shot off as he was on his stomach there. And a little commotion in front of the Utah netminder.
Chase never one to not give you his very best as he went all out there to get that chance on goal. Meanwhile, back at the Utah bench, it was number 4, Cole Music, who he laid that hard hip check that you called, Brett, and Music getting the worst of it. He had to be helped off the bench as he was a little bit laboring and going up from that hit.
Maybe the best hip check I've seen since the great Hall of Famer Rob Blake. Play continues as the Arizona State players down right off the draw. Head coach for Arizona State, Austin Klein, was not happy about that. And we'll have the Arizona State trainer come 10 to the down Sun Devil.
And you can see it, Austin Klein absolutely red hot right now on the bench for Arizona State, just giving it to the referees. And I don't think that they saw it because the referees would not miss that call if they did see it. It looked like right off the draw, the Arizona State player took a cross check right to the upper part of his chest, if not around the neck area.
Now in some ACHA rinks, there's only 3 referees with 2 linesmen and 1 referee making the calls. Here, we do have 4 referees, so that's 2 officials that can make calls, and so it's really peculiar how they were able to possibly miss that call. It's getting back up for Arizona State is number 25, Trevor Kennedy. So he gets helped off the ice. And yeah, looking at the replay here, it seemed to be after that draw was won, Kennedy and a Utah player ended up colliding.
They did. It was the winger for Utah coming in, and you could see that the puck went past Kennedy back to the Arizona State point. And Kennedy, obviously not playing the puck, was not going to make a move whatsoever. And he was not expecting any sort of physical altercation. The Utah player, however, I couldn't see what number it was, came in there and made sure that he was going to lay the body on Kennedy. And after watching the replay, you have to say that that was very clearly an illegal play by the Ute. There's no 2 ways about that whatsoever, as we see Kennedy off to the side of the bench being tended to by the trainer. He still looks certainly a little bit woozy. And Arizona State right now has a player in the penalty box, number 71, Ryan Robinson. And he is now being escorted from the penalty box off the ice. Might be a misconduct coming here, as tensions right now are very high on the Arizona State bench.
Looked to be before that draw after the injury to Kennedy. He was talking with the referee. And it looks to be maybe a 2 and a 10. We'll see what the official scorekeeper announces here in the building at Mount America Community Iceplex. As Boyd the third is going to be serving that 2-minute minor. So it's going to be a power play for Utah after all of that. Draw won by Kylie Ram. And Chase is able to work hard, and him and Kylie Ram go in the offensive zone. Kylie Ram with it. Centered out in front. And that ends up hitting a Utah stick and go to the other corner. So Arizona State effectively down 2 men with Kennedy going off injured and Robinson due to a penalty call. Utah trying to weasel their way in, but that shot goes wide from Geffart.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Under 60 seconds remains in this first period. Utah will end the period with a power play if they do not capitalize. Puck will find Utes at the point to Dix. Dix walks the line to Ethan Light. Drops it for Langenbrunner. Dix had some trouble settling that puck down. Kylie Ram intercepts the pass. And he'll take it by himself and allow for his teammates to go for a change. Kylie Ram around two, and the backhand shot gets blocked away by Grealick as Kylie Ram near the end of his shift was walking the Utah defense.
What a shift from Kylie Ram right now for Arizona State. You have to love that right now if you're a Sun Devil player.
She does a great job on the back check near the end of his shift to negate a chance for Utah. Big hit there by Jonathan Murphy for Arizona State. And that'll do it for the end of a period where Arizona State, they end up getting a player taken off by injury, as well as another player getting taken off by a penalty, and they somehow maybe end the period with the momentum.
Absolutely amazing turnaround from the Sun Devils to be at 1-1 right now, given everything that transpired over the latter half of that period. I think you have to look at it as a success. Obviously, if you're the coaching staff, you can go back, we can look at the first 10 minutes of this game, and you can say that Arizona State certainly should have come out a lot better, but the way that they were able to overcome the adversity after that point, I think says a lot about this team, and hopefully they can carry this momentum into the next period.
After the first 20 minutes of play here in Tempe, Arizona State 1, Utah 1, and we'll be back with live second period action in just under 15 minutes. This is Arizona State Hockey YouTube. I come prepared here, huh? Hello everyone and welcome back to ACHA Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn alongside Niall Cooper. And what a wild first period as we saw really everything. Utah coming in hard and that snapshot from Mickle gets stopped by Ham. Roller coaster of momentum. First it was Utah coming out hot early, then it was Arizona State, and then they flip-flop back and forth, and somehow Arizona State, after killing off the remainder of the penalty, maybe have the momentum now.
You would say at the tail end of that period, they certainly did have all the momentum, partner, but Utah coming out right now hot.
Mickle trying to fight his way through Olsen. He can't. Kylie Ram to Tillman. Butler takes it away. Caden Butler fakes the spin move, still has it. At the point, Marchand, his D-to-D pass was off-centered. And stopped by Grealick.
Butler was looking like me last night on NHL, using that X button, just lifting the stick of the defense.
Utah going for a change, gets cleared out by Arizona State. Butler still with it to Chase, stops. Trying to find the far side pass to Kennedy, they can't connect. Rims all the way around to Palmer. Stops. Has a free lane to the net. If he takes it, ooh, and he maybe had Chase back door, but he just couldn't get a clean pass.
I like the play by Palmer there. If he's going to be afforded that space, might as well take it.
Physicality is starting to ramp up a little bit as Kruk laid a nice check on Light. Light with the one-timer and a beautiful play by Kennedy poking the pass away. Fadeaway shot comes up to Dix. Dix winds up and fires one, and that's stopped by Ham. Kennedy, great to see him back out there after taking that tough hit, and he'll dump it in. Pinching in was Kruk. Langenbrunner will just flip it out.
And Kennedy, he's a tough customer. That kid's got a lot of spirit. and attitude in him, you knew he wasn't going to be able to get held out of this game.
Music. It'll come to Osterberger. Shot goes wide and up and out of play. Also important to mention as well, Ryan Robinson for Arizona State ended up getting a 2 and a 10-minute minor. And so we'll probably be not seeing him for a good part of this game.
That's certainly the case. He looks like he'll be getting a really good opportunity to kind of take in the dimensions and the beauty that is the home team penalty box for the next about 8 minutes and change.
Franklin ends up getting tangled up with the Utah player. Coming out with it is Carter Newland. Newland playing it back to White as the Sun Devils try to come out controlled. Puck gets collected by Bisson, and he turns it over to White. Bisson, Bisson takes a hard check from Boyer. Shot on from Quas, goes wide. Free breakout for Utah. Tyler Senego. This shot goes wide. Ham leaves it for his defenseman White. And White ships it into the Utah bench. And luckily it wasn't over the glass, or else that might have been a penalty.
You can see him looking at that one a little bit nervously as it went off the blade of his stick. And it's nice to see that so far we are maintaining the 5-on-5 play after that first period. There was really no flow to the game. There were so many penalties. It seemed like every time we just started to get a feel for what 5-on-5 was going to be, boom, someone was in the box. So it's nice to see. Hopefully we can continue this and we can see the Sun Devils kind of get into their game and be able to cement the way that they want to play.
Carter plays it back down for Utah. Marchant unable to connect with Tillman. As with Robinson, who's the usual winger on this first line, is serving his penalty. Caden Butler steps up from the second line to play with him. Delayed penalty call on Arizona State. And the Sun Devils will finally touch it up, and maybe a commentator's curse, Niall, as now we're going to be having a penalty awarded to Arizona State.
Well,
you know better.
It's a good thing that I don't believe in the commentator's curse, Brett, but I suppose if you do, that this could be one of those situations that you'd like to attribute
Exhibit
a penalty
A.
to someone in the booth. I will say that Tyler Kylie Ram looked like he had his feet moving enough that he didn't need to put his stick into the skates of the defender. And nonetheless, he got his stick in a bad spot. And just like we saw early in the first period when Arizona State got caught tripping, is the same situation here.
A lot of work for the special teams units tonight as Lanakusik operates beneath the goal line. Delaney. Lanakusik. Snapshot on, and Ham had to fight through some traffic, and he stuck out the right blocker.
Impressive save from Ham there. I don't know how he saw that shot.
Utah doing a really good job, either 5-on-5 or on the power play, getting bodies in front of the goaltender.
Yeah, we've seen that that's certainly something that they want to set up. They haven't been able to get the one-timer chances going from the face-off dots on the power play, so they've ended up resulting in just moving it back to the point, and that forward in front of the net has been doing a great job just blocking out the eyes of Chase Ham.
Lanakusik is coming in, snapshot, blockered away by Ham. A minute remains on the power play for Utah. Slater trying to get that one to the front of the net, gets blocked by Mickle, his own man. Sun Devils doing some great work beneath the goal line, and Kate Olson dumps it down 200 feet.
And it's been the Arizona State Sun Devils this period who have been extra physical. It seems to me maybe a little bit of carryover of some frustration in the way that things ended at the end of the first. They've been taking a few, not quite liberties, but they've certainly been going out of their way to make some physical contact with the Utes.
Langham Brunner will throw that in from the center ice line, and it's a quick dump out by Arizona State. Grealick has to be careful with that puck. It'll find light. And the remaining ticks come off the penalty to Arizona State. Quast tied up with Utes. At the point to Dix. Back to even strength. Ends up getting blocked by a couple humans in front. It gets taken away to 2-on-1 for Arizona State. King, snapshot on. Blocker stopped by Grealick. His first test of the second period for the Utah netminder. Kylie rams it out in front, and Erdman, the one-timer all alone, and Grealick with the quick reaction to make the stop.
Joseph Grealick, have a moment. How about the effort by him after not seeing any rubber, as you mentioned? Not the easiest thing for the goaltender. You know that goaltenders, they love to stay busy. They'd much rather have constant action than go through long periods of nothingness. And Grealick having to make 2 consecutive big-time stops against Arizona State to keep this game tied.
Pretty impressive, the display by both goaltenders, I might add, in tonight's hockey game, keeping this 1-1. Utah comes in with speed, and that shot high from Kraft. Kneeling the puck to keep it in was Music. Kraft. Down low, center out in front, and Ham had to go in the splits to keep that one out. Another shot on, and Ham hugs the post. Utah not thinking twice about it, putting that shot on net, being direct in the offensive zone.
Yeah, almost doubling up Arizona State in the shot column so far. The Utes up to 20 on goal. And how about Chase Ham being nice and limber going post to post there, making the splits? That's not a move I think I could make.
Kylie Ram retrieves it out of the corner. Sun Devils having some issues trying to get out of their own net. They'll try the other side with Grady Franklin. They'll just shepherd it out to the neutral zone. Puck bounces to Jules Donovan. Trenton White taking a look behind his shoulder. It'll find Caden Butler. Butler unable to toe drag around Kraft, and he turns it over. Kylie Ram rims it around. Grealick steps out as he gets called off the puck by Logan Jackson. Utah gets it out, and we'll have a penalty, not sure to who. Looks to be to Utah's Trenton White's trying to get back up to his feet. Butler chops it in. And it'll be whistled down. And it looks to be a high sticking call.
Certainly the case is Jules Donovan looked like the guilty party for the University of Utah at first glance. Nobody going to the box so far for the Utes as a stick got a little bit too high.
As the linesman looks to be trying to figure out who the guilty party was. And it looks to be Utah going in the box, Landon Langenbrunner. So Arizona State back on the man advantage.
Utah minor penalty.
Marchant.
15, Landon Langenbrunner.
D2D. Tillman gets rid of that one quick on the goaltender. Grealick had some trouble with the rebound. Palmer sent it out in front. Clapped away by Dix. Marchant. Butler fans on the one-timer shot. He might get a second crack at it. He swaps spots with Marchant. Tillman's one-timer, he fans on it too, and it gets dumped down.
The Sun Devils being a little bit too nonchalant to start this power play as they're the ones with the man advantage, but it seemed like the Utes were outnumbering them at the point of the puck so far when they were working it here along this left side of the boards in front of us.
Butler has to reach for that puck and had to absorb that check from Dix. It comes over to Tillman as it was gift wrapped to him, but Grealick is able to make the stop.
Grealick using all of that 6 foot, 170-pound frame of his to get behind the puck. And once again, the Sun Devils, they haven't had a lot of opportunities this period, but the ones that they've been able to get have been really good scoring chances.
Butler looks to be doing some equipment managing by the bench as he's trying to fix his cage up. As this first power play unit for Arizona State stays out. 1:05 left on the man advantage for Arizona State. Puck will come to Music, kept in by Tillman. Palmer can't corral the pass, and that gets dumped down.
The story for much of this game, and especially right now on this power play, the University of Utah is just outworking Arizona State on and off the puck.
Caden Butler elects to rim it in. Palmer. Tillman can't steal the wall, and Marchant will have to retreat back in his own zone. 30 seconds left now. Marchant. Tillman, cross corner dump. Lights the first one there, and he dumps it down. Not the power play so far for Arizona State that you've wanted.
I don't think this is how you draw them up, Brett.
Turned over, Landon Kusick. Unable to connect with Light. And that'll do it for the Utah penalty. Landon Kusick takes the puck away, absorbs a couple checks, gets his own rebound, and Ham had to come out challenging the shooter. Utah buzzing a little bit here on this shift. Landon Kusick's one-timer shot stopped by Ham. Kylie Rand ran the end of his shift, gets it out. Chase has to go and charge in to try to get the puck. Mickle with his head up, Kruk shows him to the wall, gets the puck to Ben Chase. Chase sheds one check. Olsen, shot gets blocked to the stick of Mickle. Kennedy trying to work hard, but it gets taken away by Slater. Tape-to-tape pass to Chase. Chipped in by Murphy. Puck. Olsen to Murphy. They'll try to throw it back in. Neither team really having any zone time.
And a good effort on that shift for Arizona State from Kruk and Chase. You'd like to see the rest of the lineup kind of take an example from that.
Stretch pass to Quast on the center ice line to Jay King. King trying to feed that one to Kennedy as he's streaking through the middle. King using his big frame, chips it down, but it's taken away by Music. He skates out with it to Sunigal. Sunigal shot. Shot gets redirected in the corner by the goaltender Ham and comes out to King now. King gets around one. King driving to the net, and Grealick's able to put the paddle down. And it looks to be Quast and a couple of Utah players meeting in front of the netminder for Utah.
Quast and Osterberger getting to know each other pretty well after that play. Connor Kruk was able to get off the ice as the Sun Devils were crossing the blue line. A long shift for the veteran D-man for Arizona State.
Good shift by that bottom line with Quast, Erdman, and King as they will swap places. And now it's good to see Ryan Robinson out for Arizona State as he's finished serving his 10-minute misconduct. Snapshot on goes wide. Senegal takes a hard check from Robinson, kept in by Franklin. White pinching in, lays a check, but Osterberger's able to go the other way, drops it. Snapshot on, rebound loose in front. Osterberger got a good whack at it, but Ham in good positioning. Under 8 minutes in this second period to play. Still 1-1. Osterberger cuts through the middle, but it gets taken away. Robinson didn't have his stick down, or else he might have been able to transition and catch Utah napping, but it ends up going for an icing instead.
Calvin Osterberger had the entire Utah bench throwing their arms up as that shot from the point came in knuckling a little bit. Ham not quite sure the best way to go about stopping it, and he leaves a juicy rebound for Berger. Osterberger almost putting that one away, but Ham staying athletic, staying with it, able to make the save.
Feigning on the shot was Carter. It's kept in. Puck thrown back up by Franklin to Tillman, and he couldn't get the pass to Robinson, and so Robinson collects it in his own zone. Icing waved off as Tillman will be the first one. Grealick will then elect to play it for Utah. Stretch pass. Glove down by Utes, but he's unable to find his winger. Dix. Seam pass, and that puck dribbles to the goaltender Ham, and we'll have a whistle with 6:58 in the second period.
How about the hand-eye from Utes to knock that puck down, and in one fell swoop, he picked it up and threw it right in front of him as he crossed the blue line. A nifty hand-eye play by the Ute.
Arizona State trying to do a set play off the draw. There does come off unsuccessfully, though. Music doesn't like what he sees. He'll just throw it back down. Marchant trying to hustle. Icing waved off. Carter Newland as the second lines out for Arizona State. Kate Olson has some time and space. Dumps it, ends up hitting a player and go to the corner. Sun Devils haven't been having any success this period on the forecheck. Kate Olson finds Butler. He has some time and space. Butler trying to get it to his backhand. Puck still loose. Kept in by Arizona State, but then it gets shipped in to the offensive zone by Logan Jackson. Marchant's able to hustle on his horse. Play starting to open up now. Loose in front, still loose in front. Ham somehow made the stop with his face facing the other way. Couple nervy moments for Arizona State. It'll now come to chase. Snapshot goes wide. Boyer thinks twice as there's almost too many men for Arizona State. And that allows Utah to break it out. And Landa Kusick enters in offsides, and I'm going to need to catch my breath.
And you go ahead. I think I see an oxygen tank in the corner over here, partner. Why don't you go grab that real quick? As Arizona State getting bailed out by that offsides call. And a good thing, too, because maybe the last person you'd want to see breaking in with speed is Landa Kusick, the way he's been balling out tonight for the University of Utah. He's been doing everything except showing up on the score sheet. Arizona State somehow still tied right now. I really don't know how University of Utah wasn't able to get that puck past Chase Ham. He must have some Jedi mind tricks he was able to put on the puck at the last second.
Can't say I've seen that before. A goaltender making a stop when his face is facing the opposite direction from where the shot came. Landa Kusick with some speed. Dicing through the Arizona State defense, and Ham's able to meet him on that shooting attempt.
And if there isn't a Landa Kusick fan club already, I might have to urge someone to go ahead and start that up, because I think I would be taking some notes on that fan club here and there. I can't say I would ever join it, obviously, but Landa Kusick was dicing up that defense, as you mentioned, like me with a 22-ounce porterhouse on a Sunday afternoon.
Utah collects it in their own end as facing some heat from Arizona State was Delaney, but he gets it out. Under 5 minutes left in the second period. Still no goals so far scored in this period. Ham activates from his net, but he turns it over to Landa Kusick in the corner. As King's able to hop on that puck, and he seats it out. But he turns it over in the offensive blue line. Slater to Landa Kusick. Landa Kusick! And great back checking by Arizona State. Lucas Lundy lifted Landa Kusick's stick just in the nick of time. Lundy gets followed up by Arizona State's Quast, and the shot is on Grealick, and we'll have a whistle.
And Chase Ham, I really don't know how he's making some of the stops he is. You know, when we spoke to head coach Austin Klein before the game tonight, and he was talking about Chase Ham, you could see the confidence in him about his goaltender, but we really didn't think this was going to be the effort tonight. So far this on the season for Utah, you know, they go into these 2-game weekend series against some tough opponents, and usually the first game they don't really come out and get the game that they want. And so far tonight, it seems like Utah at the very tail end of this long roadie to start the year, they want to change the script before they go home, and they've really been giving Arizona State everything they can handle and then some.
Tipped into the zone by Kylie Ram. Robinson shrugs off a Utah defender. Centered out in front, but Kylie Ram couldn't release the shot as he was tied up with Langenbrunner. Tillman wasn't expecting a Utah player to be there. Gets taken away. Marchand, an unbelievable stop to use his skate to block the pass. Tillman, left side, snapshot on, and Grealick had some traffic as Robinson was bearing in on him.
It's good to see Ryan Robinson back on the ice after he finished serving the rest of that 10-minute misconduct from the end of the first period. Seems to be a real key cog in the offense for Arizona State. He's always moving his feet. He's never one to shy away from some physicality in front of the net, as we just saw there. And Marchand, what can you say about him that we haven't said already? Those silky moves he made, moving it from his feet to his stick, dragging it around the forechecker for Utah. Just love to watch him play.
Langenbrunner spins that puck out. And Connor Kruk comes out of his own zone. Not the greatest break-in. Utah with it, Ethan Light. Ooh, takes a tough check from Connor Kruk as he goes spinning in the air. Dix. Puck bounces up in the air. Dix will try to throw it down again. Kylie Ram overskates the puck. Now to Light coming in, and nobody was there back door, and we'll have a whistle. Unsure, maybe the net might have gone off its moorings as the referee's pointing outside of the zone.
I believe that is the case. Something we haven't seen too often so far this year at the Iceplex. That was certainly a regular occurrence last year given the state of the moorings on the nets at Oceanside Ice Arena.
And holy smokes, what a hit from the veteran defenseman for Arizona State, Connor Kruk, sending that Utah player flying up in the air. Usually you only see that in skydiving when someone is able to projectile that high.
I think he might have done a full 360. I'm not exactly sure. If you could superimpose a skateboard onto him as he was flipping in midair, it probably would look like Tony Hawk.
Utah enters back in. They'll elect to dump it in. In the corner with it, Butler. Able to find Trenton White. White's unable to connect, but he follows the puck up. It's a shot through into the corner. The rugby scrum in the corner. Comes to Olsen. Olsen doesn't have a shooting lane. Now he does. Now rebound comes out to Butler on the other side. White. Shot goes through, saved by Grealick. Boyer trying to hustle. Ooh, and he ends up, just a bulldozer as he takes down a couple Utah players. Man, going through them left and right. Boyer, not known for his physical presence. Now he has the puck. Palmer just is able to keep it in. I guess not, as the linesman had a better angle at it, and he whistles the play down.
And if I didn't know any better, I would have to say William Boyer might be one of the Bash brothers from the Mighty Ducks movies, the way that he was laying checks and putting bodies on the ice there left and right. And the physicality in this game, I think ever since the commentators curse early in this period, we've got to see a lot of 5-on-5 action, and the physicality has certainly been there more so than I think we've seen in any of the home games so far for Arizona State this year.
Well, I have to call Boyer Tonka as he was just rifling through those Utah players on that last shift. Utah keeps it in low. Gibney. Shot on from Kraft. Rebound loose in front, and that gets cleared in the corner. And Franklin's able to get it out. I can even hear some chanting going on the other side of the rink as the attendees here at Community Iceplex are loving the physicality. As both teams go for a change, Palmer comes in. Palmer! Oh! He did everything but get the shot. Under 60 seconds left, and we'll have a whistle. And it looks to be a penalty. Not exactly sure on who. And unfortunately, it's Wyatt Palmer, as he did everything in the book except get the shot through and somehow ends up taking a penalty after all that.
Palmer was inches away from putting Arizona State ahead. I had my hands on my head there. I'm not even going to lie. I couldn't believe the moves that he was putting on the defense, just walking around him like it was absolutely nothing. And he couldn't quite get the shot off. And after the play, as things circled around the corner, he made contact with the captain, Dylan Dix, for Utah. Dix a little bit slow to get up, and that unfortunately was right in front of the referee, and he's not going to miss that.
Utah will be able to finish out this period on the power play. Crook unable to clear it, kept in by Delaney. Delaney had all the wide open space he wanted, but he misses the net. Mickle comes to the right side. Slater back to Delaney. Back to Slater. Utah is keeping the puck out on the perimeter, and Crook blocked the shot, but it took a dangerous hop. And Delaney breaks his stick on the one-timer. He has to retreat back to the bench. Utah keeps the puck in. 15 seconds left in the period. Slater unable to get the seam pass through. Mickle just dumps it down. 5 seconds left now. And Dixon is unable to keep it in. And that'll do it. Although no goals were scored in the second period, maybe the most entertaining period of this game.
I think certainly the case can be made for that. And a long way in helping out the action in that period was the lack of power plays. I think really helped the flow of the game. And we got to see what both teams could do 5-on-5. And I thought Utah showed that they were not afraid to battle. They were not afraid to work hard into the corners. It seemed like they were, for the first half of that period, really doing a lot of the heavy work, and Arizona State was kind of just hanging on a little bit the way they were at the end of the first. But then the midpoint of that period, I thought the Sun Devils kind of started to find their game a little bit. Thankfully, Chase Ham was able to hold them in it, and the Sun Devils finished strong. And if it wasn't for some great goaltending also at the other end of the ice from Grealick, I think it would be more than just a 1-1 game.
Exciting third period in store coming up. After 2 periods of play, Arizona State 1, Utah 1. This is Arizona State Hockey YouTube. Hello everyone, welcome back to ASU ACHA Hockey YouTube's presentation of ACHA Division I Men's Ice Hockey. I'm Brett Vaughn alongside Niall Cooper. And what a third period we have in store for you, as the first 2 periods might be some of the most entertaining hockey we've seen so far this season.
I don't think that's underselling it at all, partner. The Sun Devils and Utes have really given everyone here anything and then some that they would have wanted buying a ticket into the Iceplex tonight. And I'm really excited to see how both teams finish out this game. There's been physicality. There's been some anger boiling over. There's been some beautiful moves, some great saves, everything, and then some.
As Arizona State finishes off killing a penalty that got carried over from the second period. 40 seconds left on that penalty. Always tough for any team to try to carry over a power play in between periods. It's being shown by Utah right now of them not being able to enter in the offensive zone. Kicked out to Jackson, and he ends up absorbing a check. Cutting through is Utah's number 14, Utes, but he misses a shot high. Delaney has to be careful, and he gets smothered down and played back by Olsen. He'll possess the puck, dump it down, and that'll do it on the minor penalty to Palmer.
And as you mentioned, obviously tough sledding for the University of Utah, having to pick up that power play at the end of the second period, starting the third, but the Sun Devils nonetheless a good job clearing it out. Arizona State really doing a better job from the first.
Robinson shot from the corner, swallowed up by Grealick. Shots 28-20 in favor of Utah.
And the Sun Devils really have not been able to establish the game that they want tonight, Brett. And I think it's really going to start here with their top two lines coming out and being able to establish and dictate the pace of play.
Kruk with great hand-eye skills to try to keep that puck in, as he did for a couple moments. Trenton White had to be careful as he had to brace himself from that hit from Light. Utes, Dix and Kruk meet each other, and you could feel some of that physicality boiling over to this period. Kylie Ram, nice behind the back pass to Robinson with speed. Robinson centered out in front. Tillman had his stick tied up. Palmer waits for Robinson to get back in on side, and they'll just dump it in. Kylie Ram puts that one out in front, but Tillman wasn't there. And Palmer touches it, and we'll have a whistle, and looks to be a holding call on Butler as he was trying to get the puck off the stick of Oliver Kraft.
Some 7-on-7 violence there as Butler, the Phoenix, Arizona native, was getting into it with Oliver Kraft, the Mesa, Arizona native. Kraft getting a little bit better body positioning on Butler. And as Butler will sit for two, Arizona State going right back on the penalty kill.
Maybe if anything, both of these coaching staffs can take from this game is there's been a lot of special teams work, either penalty kill or power play.
I'm sure they'll have plenty of tape to sort through after the game tonight.
Draw still being fought for. Marchant is able to get there and cleared all the way down. Picking up behind his net, Delaney wanting to drop it, but he'll elect to skate it in instead. To the corner, Landakusik walking in, shot on the ice. Ham's able to put his glove over it, and calm, cool, and collected as he is always.
And if you're head coach Austin Klein, you have to love what Ty Marchant affords you in terms of being able to put him on in any situation. You see him right out of the gate shorthanded. He quarterbacks the power play. He leads the breakouts for Arizona State when they're 5-on-5. He's Mr. Do-It-All, and he did a great job after Ham made the initial save there to clear out any Utes that were hoping to come in and sniff the rebound.
Quas doing a great job just killing the clock on this penalty as he's been stealing that puck to the wall, fighting off three Utah players, and Marchant puts the bow on top and clears all the way down to get a change.
So far, picture-perfect penalty kill for Arizona State.
Kennedy, he's the one to get there first, and they'll dump it in, but only to the blue line. Utah gets some easy offensive zone entry, but they can't do much with it as Chase meets Dix, and Chase is able to absorb the check, and he didn't really like the check too much as he dumped the puck all the way down.
And that was a whole lot of men making contact at the blue line right there, Brett.
30 seconds left on the Butler holding call. Langenbrunner on his forehand side. Shot on, and ringing that shot off the post was Geffard. as it was a quick snapshot hitting the iron. He gets another shot on, and Ham this time will elect the glove to do the talking, not the post.
Trent Geffart, the Bluffdale native from Utah, cannot believe it as he is pleading his case to stay on the ice. You know he wants another crack at the apple there after two great scoring opportunities, one ripping right off of the iron, and that is truly a goalie's best friend.
Kwas intercepts the face-off win from Utah, and he'll skate it out. Kwas trying to find King, but he has his stick lifted. Utah trying to hurry up. It's a 3-on-2. Light unable to get the shot as it's blocked. ASU back to full strength. Comes to Langenbrunner. Langenbrunner out of the corner. Ham didn't know where it was for a moment, but he finally put his glove over the puck. That could have been a good opportunity for Utah.
It could have been a really good opportunity, and I have to credit number 18, Trenton White. His positioning was great. He saw the turnover happening in real time and adjusted himself to completely take Ethan Light out of the play as he was coming in late, which forced Langenbrunner to have to go one-on-one with Ham. And at the end of the day, coming from the short angle, that's a matchup I'd take all day.
Erdman chops the puck out to the neutral zone. Rimmed around, icing waved off. Erdman has the puck in his skates, does a good job of shielding it and getting it out. Givney can't get the entry into the offensive zone. Franklin steps up and gets some Utah body, but he gets the puck to King. King now. King sends that one in front. Cleared away by Utah. Utes don't enter in the zone cleanly. Hard rim by Palmer, gets it out and allows Arizona State to finish off a change.
Sun Devils staying physical to open this third period after the two shorthanded opportunities. They are laying the body every chance they get.
Boyer the third, snapshot on, and Grealick coming way out of his net to cut that angle down, and he'll get a whistle.
And Grealick, he's seen a decent number of shots so far tonight, but they've really seemed to come in bunches when Arizona State kind of gets possession, gets a little bit of momentum. They'll start to generate shots on shots. And credit to him for being able to stay sharp and answer the call whenever Arizona State has come.
Second line out for Arizona State. Butler trying to hustle to get that puck. He gets there. Out of the corner, Butler trying to go for the wraparound chance. Denied by Grealick. Sent out in front again, and Newland, I'm not sure if he got good wood on it, but it gets taken away by Utah. Slater, drop pass to Kusick. Oh, and he just misses the net. Still has the puck on his stick. Shot on, and Ham makes a stop, but Kusick, you can see that disappointment on his face after the whistle.
And stop me if you've heard this one so already tonight, Brett. I don't know how Ham kept the puck out of the net right there. Chaylan Kusick was the beneficiary of some great passing. The Utes, they lined up, was a really good break-in play by them. They turned into a 3-on-2, and they went tic-tac-toe, dropped it to Kusick in the slot, and it seemed like he beat Ham but just couldn't get the shot on net.
Puck whistled down as it ends up hitting the Arizona State player on the bench. And so far in this third period, you have to say Utah's been having the better opportunities. One shot off the crossbar, maybe a couple opportunities as well.
Some really good opportunities for the Utes. I think they're dictating the pace of play right now. And if you're Arizona State, you need to think about maybe simplifying the way you're playing.
One by Utah, thrown back in. Langenbrunner, quick one-timer shot, and they score. Ethan Light, as that puck came ricocheting hard off of the kick plate behind the goaltender's Ham's net, and it found Ethan Light, and Utah is finally able to put one of those good chances away. They take the lead.
And Utah, they've been putting in the work all night. They've been really pushing hard to open this third period, and finally they're able to get one past Ham. Ethan Light taking that puck, it bounced off the half wall get zipped right up to him at the dot. And those are some of the hardest chances for a goaltender to have to stop, is that quick puck movement low to high to then take a shot on goal. And Light just doing a good job. He didn't waste any time with it. He got the shot off quick, got it on net, and it found a hole and went in.
Maybe something that you might have sensed coming, as Utah is finally able to cash in. Light ends up redirecting that one up into the Arizona State bench, and the face-off will be out in the neutral zone.
And talking to the coaching staff before the game tonight, they made a note that the University of Utah, they're not a crazy team. They're not going to throw a whole bunch of different looks at you. They're very consistent. What you see is what you get. And that's been the case tonight, but it hasn't been anything Arizona State has been able to solve. Is what we've been seeing from the University of Utah so far is just winning battles and moving their feet, and that's been enough right now to keep them in the game and to now put them ahead.
Jackson sits up behind his net. He's getting harassed by Tillman. He'll drop it down to his defensive partner. And it's a clean breakout by Utah. Langenbrunner's shot misses wide. And the one-timer shot misses high from Osterberger. Trenton White turned over at the blue line. Langenbrunner cycling a bit with Geffart. Kylie Ram pokes the puck along. Tillman has it. He'll slow it down. Crossing pass to Kruk, and he'll chop it in and go for a change. Osterberger gets it taken away by Kennedy. Kennedy's long-range shot steered into the corner by Grelick. Puck takes a weird hop off the boards, and it stays in the Utah zone. Now it's finally dumped in by the Utes. Under 12 to play in the third period. Wheeling around his net is Marchant. Still with a lot of speed, he gets to the puck first in the corner. Up to Olsen. Shot goes behind the net to Chase. Swap spots with Murphy. Marchant waits, gets a shot through, but misses wide. Rebound in front. Fighting forward by the right post, and it's finally whistled down by the referee. Not sure if the referee might have just lost sight of it. It didn't look like it was covered by the goaltender.
Yeah, and it was our team favorite, Ben Chase, just getting in there, doing the dirty work as he loves to do. From the seat of his pants, he was chopping away at that, trying to dig it in, as the goaltender didn't seem to have it completely covered. And we'll get an offensive zone draw for the Sun Devils.
Ben Chase talking to a couple of his line mates on the plan for this face-off. Puck still on the face-off dot. Kept in by Murphy. Chase to Murphy. Murphy shot on, and Grelick sticks the glove out there. And it maybe the best chance for Arizona State in this period right there.
I think certainly the best chance for the Arlington Heights native, but unfortunately for Murphy, no one in front of the net. Grelick had a good look at that one, and unless you're going to absolutely wire one from right there, when he has the ability to see it, Grelick's going to stop every single one of those opportunities.
Pass from Chase gets redirected up and out of play. Face-off stays in the offensive zone. Head coach Austin Klein will elect to put his first line of forwards out on this face-off in the offensive zone.
And I like the effort we've seen from the second and third line so far for Arizona State. I don't think the top line has given us everything we've wanted so far tonight.
Draw one by Kylie Ram. Puck takes a weird hop off the stanchion to Utah stick. Olsen trying to seal the wall. Landon Kusick fights through a couple checks. And he'll backhand one that in on the goaltender, Ham, and Ham's forced to freeze it with 10:53 in his third period. And
we'll see how Kylie Ram can do in the circle here in his own end. He's on the strong side of the ice.
Utah possesses the puck, point shot on, hits a couple bodies into the corner. Lanakusik puts that one on, blocked. Centered out in front. Blocked a couple times by Kylie Ram, and he finally gets it out. Utes back in. Lanakusik shielding the puck away from Olsen, but he turns it over right to Robinson. Robinson, and he gets taken down. Finds Kylie Ram behind the net. Franklin trying to center that one in front. Tillman whacking at it. His shot misses wide. Franklin again. Shot gets through, but doesn't hit the net. Arizona State having some extended zone time in the offensive zone. Kylie Ram gets around one and gets taken down. And that'll draw a penalty.
And what are the odds, Brett, that we finally see Arizona State start to win some battles? They move their feet. The top line finally showing up for head coach Austin Klein. And it's Kylie Ram. He was doing it defensively, blocking shots. He stays on the puck in the offensive zone, gets good body positioning, and draws a penalty. And this is really the chance that Arizona State has been looking for this whole third period.
Since that first line of forwards out for Arizona State drew that penalty, they're a little tired, so it'll be the second power play unit out for the Sun Devils with Boyer the third, Newland, and Ben Chase. One by the Sun Devils. Trenton White walks the line. It'll find Butler on this left side of the ice. They play pitch and catch. Newland, Chase, Newland trying to touch that one to White, and he snaps that one high, way high above the net. Utah trying to kill some of that penalty clock in the corner. Boyer trying to dislodge the puck, and the puck just dribbles over the blue line. Newland plays in an area for White. White loses the tire. Geffart trying to center that one in front, and Ham wisely freezes the puck as the Sun Devils were a little too haphazard with the puck.
Arizona State, really, they have not been as crisp with the passing tonight as we've seen so far this year. And part of that, at least when they've been on the power play, I think has been due to the aggressive nature of the Utah penalty kill. Utah's really not giving Arizona State any time to breathe. The Sun Devils are very spaced out. They typically like to really swing the puck around wide on the power play. And right now, I think they need to get a little tighter and start making some quicker, shorter passes because Utah is being way too quick to get into the passing lanes.
Arizona State wins the draw, setting up behind his net. Marchand. Robinson as Sun Devils somehow get the puck in. Tillman in a stick battle. Plays it up to Kylie Ram, but nobody home for the Sun Devils on the blue line. They have to retrieve it back in their own zone with 50 ticks left on the power play.
And that's unfortunate. You saw Connor Tillman with the heavy stick to make sure that he kept that play alive. And just a little bit of miscommunication by the Sun Devils forces them to have to break it out again.
Tillman, cross corner play, Palmer. Kylie Ram gets sealed to the wall. And Utah just gets it out into the neutral zone. Marchand has some trouble trying to get the puck out of the linesman's skates. Robinson helps him out. 20 left on this power play. Robinson stops, waits. Marchand opens his body up, swaps spots with Robinson. Robinson gets it back. One-timer from Tillman and stopped by Grealick. Utah back to full strength. Lanakusik with the puck. It's a mini 2-on-1. Lanakusik elects to shoot it. Punched away by Ham. Robinson, he's been out there for a bit. Passing the skates of his teammate Erdman. Allows Utah to go the other way. Erdis is able to get it in. a broken play. He was first trying to get it backdoor to Langenbrunner and somehow pops up in the air and gets past Ham. And Utah gets the insurance marker, 3-1.
And Utes, he was just trying to get that puck across the paint, and you thought it was a great defensive play at first by the Sun Devils. Unfortunately, the puck comes right back to Utes, and just like the last goal we saw, same part of the ice, he doesn't waste any time. He just gets the shot back on net, and the puck just going end over end, manages to just find a little crease and get past Chase Ham. And it wasn't pretty, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how. You just ask yourself how many, and right now Utah up 3-1. They're looking in prime position to get the upset here tonight.
The Sun Devils do have some time left with 7:22 remaining, but definitely have to capitalize on any chances they get right now. White overskates the puck, turns it over to Landa Kusick. Landa Kusick trying to fit it through, and Ham's able to go spread eagle and make a stop to keep this at a 2-goal disadvantage. Ryan Quast, shot on, sticked away by Grelick. And we'll have a whistle called. And it looks to be an interference call, so this bottom line for Arizona State is able to draw a penalty.
And you see that the second unit coming out right now for head coach Austin Klein on the power play. Right now it's the depth for Arizona State that's kind of keeping them in this game. And, of course, Chase Ham, as we've seen throughout the night, another great save by him. But the Sun Devils, it's really now or never right now. They need to get a good opportunity. They've seemed to have been a little too passive for me on the power play tonight. There hasn't been enough gumption. And if they're going to get something going, it starts here with Newland.
Draw one by the Sun Devils. Palmer feeling some pressure. Now to Chase. Chase trying to fit that pass through. You know, it was a good block by the Utah defenseman to get that puck out.
The captain, Dylan Dix, doing a great job getting his stick down to stop that pass.
Arizona State has to retreat back in their own zone, but the pass is behind Boyer the third. Ham slows it down, and they'll try to come out controlled again out of their own zone. Butler sheds a check. Butler's still with it, trying to get it to the front of the net, but he meets a blockade of Utah players, and we'll have a whistle as Butler's getting a little heated with Dix. And we'll see who's going to be heading to the penalty box.
Well, I don't think it's going to be much of a question, Brett, of who, but of how many right now.
It'll be Butler for Arizona State as the frustrations maybe got a little too much for the Arizona State forward. And as we see the referee talking to the scorekeeper, and looks to be Dylan Dix also heading to the box for Utah. And we'll see how everything will be divvied out.
And you have to love the way that the captain has played so far tonight for Utah. Dylan Dix, I think he's done a terrific job leading the charge defensively, but also being able to get underneath the skin of the Sun Devils time and time again throughout the night. This Arizona State just hasn't seemed to be quite on their game. They've been a little bit off, and I attribute a lot of that to the way that the leader has stepped forward and kind of led Utah so far tonight.
So it looks like the referees communicated to both teams, and it's going to be maybe coincidental minors maybe after the whistle, but I think the extra 2 is going to be going to Caden Butler, looks like, on the scoreboard. So we're going to have 4-on-4 play for 1:15 in this third period. Definitely not what you want to see from Arizona State, of Butler not keeping his cool and negating that power play opportunity.
Certainly not what you want to see if you're the Sun Devils. And Butler, you could see the switch kind of flipping him after he got the puck stripped away from him. He got a little shot from Dix, nothing crazy after the play, just kind of letting him know that he had his number. And Butler just did not like that one bit and lost his cool, and that's going to cost the Sun Devils.
It looks to be Boyer the third heading to the box to serve the 2-minute minor. Draw one by Arizona State. We'll see. Maybe this might allow Arizona State to really showcase their speed with less players out on the ice. Erdman unable to connect cleanly on the pass to Robinson. Marchant, he'll wind it up in the neutral zone. To Erdman. Erdman turns that one in front, delayed penalty call, and that's loose. Touched up by Utah finally. And down on the ice is Marchant. He's laboring a little bit, but he paid the price for that penalty against him, and we'll have that rare 4-on-3 power play.
Cole Music is going to be the one going to the box for slashing. Marchant really feeling the effects of that one as he was slow to get up. A trooper, though, however, is he'll elect to stay on the ice here to quarterback this abbreviated power play for the Sun Devils. You mentioned the extra space on the ice earlier, Brett. I think that's certainly going to come into play here. And if I'm the Sun Devils, this is really where I want to push and try to get the first goal to get back in the game.
47 seconds on this 4-on-3 power play for Arizona State. 3 forwards, 1 defenseman for the Sun Devils. Draw win. Marchant. Robinson. Tillman. They swap places. Marchant with some time and space. Marchant, oh! And a dandy by Grealick as he flashes the leather.
And that might just be the save of the night. The Sun Devils doing a nice little switch at the top of the blue line. Tillman drops it to Marchant, and he walks it in, toe drags a little bit as he whips that wrister to try to change the angle, and Grealick using every millimeter of his body to reach out and grab that one. A huge save from him keeps the 2-goal advantage for the Utes.
About 25 seconds left on this 4-on-3 power play. Marchant trying to hustle to get this puck back in. Drops it for Robinson. Robinson drops it for Marchant. Arizona State gets set up. 10 seconds left on this power play. Robinson circles. Marchant dragging at it, and the wrist shot goes wide. Cleared away by the Utes. And it'll be 4-on-4 for about 40 seconds.
And not sure why icing was waved off there, Brett, as play had just gone back to 4-on-4, but the linesman out of the penalty box waved that off, and Chase Ham came out to play it.
Tillman rims it all the way back around to Robinson. Gets taken away. Still fighting for it for Utah is Utes, when he pushes Arizona State back in their own zone. A lot of commotion out there, I think, with all these penalties happening as both teams are trying to get their bearings. Robinson, dog tired near the end of his shift. He'll go for a change. And now it'll be an abbreviated power play for Arizona State for about 20 seconds. Ham fights that shot off. Light back up to Landa Kusick. They're trying to milk more time off this clock. And that'll do it for that abbreviated power play for Arizona State.
And we're starting to see the ice get a little bit choppy here down the stretch. Arizona State is going to need to do a good job just getting the puck to the net, as passes are going to be harder and harder to make tape to tape.
Marchant gets around 2 Utah players. The wrist shot misses high. Newland can't settle that puck down. Kraft, his shot ricocheted in the corner by Ham. Chase settles it down, plays it to Marchant. 3:15 left in this third period. Sun Devils down by 2. Be interesting to see how aggressive Arizona State will be with the extra attacker if they want to pull the goalie. Palmer gets the puck taken away, centered in front by Gibney. Kraft doesn't get all of that shot, and it comes to Quas. Quas fresh off the bench. They'll try to chip and charge. Voracek didn't work that time for Arizona State. Franklin trying to hustle with Jackson. 2:30 remaining now in this third period. Palmer, cross-ice pass, Franklin. Back to Palmer. Palmer has a lane through the middle of the ice. Quash, shot on. Rebound in the corner. Kennedy, snap shot on, gets blocked. Quash trying to get that puck away from the Utah player. He can't. Tillman, he enters in, but he gets shepherded away. Under 2 minutes to play now in the third period. First line back out for Arizona State. Robinson through the middle. Gets poked away from his stick. Gets it back. Trying to find Tillman on the back door, but unsuccessful. Robinson trying to get it away from the Utah player. He can't. Under 90 seconds now remain. Landa Kusick in the offensive zone. Sticked in the corner by Ham. Tillman drops it, but he turns it right over to Landa Kusick. Mickle's shot on, blockered away. Desperation time for Arizona State, but they're in their own zone. Utah doesn't mind this at all, just stealing that puck in the offensive corner. Under a minute remains now. Olsen. Robinson couldn't get out of the zone cleanly. Olsen. Pass hops over the stick of Kylie Ram. And that minor for Arizona State hasn't been able to get out of his bench, and he'll elect to stay in there. Kennedy sheds a check. 32 seconds left. We haven't had a stoppage in a few minutes now. Robinson shields the puck, cycles it down low to Kylie Ram. Kylie Ram can't get to the center of the ice. Utah stealing Arizona State off to the boards. 10 seconds left. Kylie Ram eats a check, but he turns it over. Kennedy, one last opportunity, and that'll do it. Utah with a tough road performance, but they get it over the finish line.
And if you had to draw up the way this game was going to go for Utah to ensure that you were going to get the win, I think it's exactly the way you would want to draw it up. They didn't allow Arizona State to get into a flow early. They took advantage when they had opportunities. They had some great goaltending play. And at the end of the day, you have to look at the leadership for Utah and a lot of the veteran names that we've seen in years past out here. Dix, Langenbrunner, Landa Kusick, they all played very well.
Definitely have to tip your cap to Utah. They did the gritty things tonight. Very direct with their play. 42 shots on goal, finishing the game for Utah, 26 for Arizona State. Big road victory for Arizona State. As we welcome you here at the Community Iceplex, Brett Vaughn alongside Niall Cooper. And Niall, amazing performance by Utah, and Arizona State really has to recollect, especially to play these same Utah Utes tomorrow.
They do, and I think it was interesting. We were talking in the pregame coming into the game tonight. Arizona State was the rested team. Utah was coming off of the very end of a very long road trip, this being the final leg of that road trip. And you would have thought it was the opposite the way the teams came out. Utah came out a lot hotter. They were really skating, winning a lot of the battles. And Arizona State, they're going to have to kind of get over things mentally, I think, more so than physically when they come back here tomorrow night.
And now, who is your player of the game for tonight?
Well, there's certainly a lot of players you could look to on the ice. I'll give an honorable mention, tip the cap to Chase Ham between the pipes for Arizona State. I thought he kept them in this. This game could have been a lot uglier, to be frank. As far as the player of the game goes, I think it goes to the captain, Dylan Dix. He really led the way. I mentioned it earlier. He had a goal tonight. He was laying the body. He was blocking shots. He was getting under the skin of Arizona State, which at the end of the night I think did more so to get them across the goal line for victory than really anything else, as Arizona State really never recovered from the early antics in the game.
Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night. Puck drop at 9:30 as these same Utah Utes will come to face the Arizona State Sun Devils. For one final time here from the Community Iceplex, the final score, Utah 3, Arizona State 1. For Brett Vaughn and Niall Cooper and our production extraordinaire, Ben Smith, thank you so much for tuning in and so long from the Community Iceplex. And
on top of the morning, on top of the wave, on top of the team, on top of the days, on top of my purpose. I create. Y'all wanna copy, but we're not the same. Sometimes when it can be dark, sometimes when it can be scary, sometimes you still gotta push on and just do what is necessary. You need that mindset, dog. Yeah, just you just gotta go push on. You just gotta go and get it. You gotta go be so fly. People around, they asking you why. Yeah, what is the reason you do it? Yeah, what is the reason you even try? It is cause I need me a purpose. I need a decent life. Yeah, I don't wanna be so basic. I just wanna go and fight. I really wanna give it all. I really wanna go all in. Yeah, I'm really gonna be that guy at the top that's not gonna be falling. So I'm just gonna be that leader. Man, I will be shot calling. So I'm back with a pack of my wolves, but you won't hear us hauling. On top of the morning, on top of the wave, on top of the team, on top of the days, on top of my purpose. I create. Y'all wanna copy, but we're not the same. Yeah. Life is a game and I play to the fullest. I would be a fool and I know if I wouldn't. So I just gotta go do it and do it. I just gotta keep on pushing. Man, they wanna really tell me, hey, please stop it, do not do it. But I will grab the fucking pencil, I will make it, man, I gotta pursue it. Start with the dreams, that's what they said while I'm back on my team. I did not follow that advice, man, it's not what it seems. Life is just like a dream, so I just stay pristine. Man, I come up crystal clear, man, I just, well, you're about to see. Yeah, man, they able to see that life is just like magic. They think it's basic, black and white, but y'all don't seem to get it. There's levels to this game, levels that y'all can't imagine. So y'all gotta be on top, or I'ma just go pursue that. On top of the morning, on top of the wave, on top of the team, on top of the days, on top of my purpose. I create. Y'all wanna copy, but we're not the same. On top of the morning, on top of the wave,